Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Scott Morris. I am the Director of Business Development for GTS Distribution's Gaming Division. We are here with another one of our retailer to publisher webinars, and I'm very happy to be joined by Tom Wetzel, who is the Marketing Manager for Thames and Kosmos. We're going to be talking about a couple of different games today. One of them is going to be a free demo copy for all the retailers in attendance here. So if you're here attending live, you'll be eligible to get a free demo copy of Exit the Pharaoh's Tomb, which I can vouch because I played it this weekend, is super hard and super fun all at the same time. We did succeed in escaping the Pharaoh's Tomb, but it was not without tragedy and drama. It was really cool. So I got a chance to play that this weekend, which was awesome. In addition, we're going to be talking about two very kind of cool games that are about to be coming out. And what I mean by about to be coming out is both of them are available for pre-order. Now, anyone who's joined our webinars in the past, you will know from the past that if you are here and you order anything or pre-order anything between now and next Monday, you'll get 52% off MSRP. That goes for both of these games, which are also going to be pre-orders coming up very soon. The first one is Targi, which has been widely accepted very positively in almost every area of review and press about it. In fact, Cardboard Rhino just named it one of their best two-player games to ever own and play. And then we're also going to talk about Exit the Catacombs of Horror. Now, you may say to yourself, well, this is just another exit game. It's not just another exit game. There's actually some really cool stuff about this that Tom is going to talk about as well. So just so everyone knows, Targi is going to be a pre-order that is going to be coming out around the August timeframe is when it's going to be back in stock. And Exit the Catacombs of Horror is just a few weeks away. So both are very, very close. So with that, I will remind everyone that everything is on the table, as I say. So thank you for joining, and you're welcome to ask any kind of questions you have. If you want to ask any questions, if you hover over your Zoom software window here, there's a little chat bubble at the bottom. You can open that up, and you can either send a chat message to just the panelists, or you can click the drop-down box next to the to area, and it'll say all panelists and attendees. That'll make sure all the other retailers will see the questions that you have as well. But as I say, everything's on the table. Feel free to ask anything you'd like, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. With that, there's really not much more from a housekeeping perspective, so I'll take my face that was made for radio, I'll let it shut up, and I'll let Tom take over. Tom, floor is all yours, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Scott. And thanks for the opportunity. This is great. I'm really excited to share with everyone one of our upcoming games, Exit the Catacombs, and also just hype a game that you may have already heard about and received requests for, but wanted to maybe get you a little more familiar with it. So to do that, let's do this. I'm going to start a PowerPoint presentation if I can. That's not the way I want to do it.
I did just open up with the top quality you can trust.
All right. Okay, so before I get into the games, I wanted to talk just briefly about the Kosmos brand and its what it means, what we've been working so long to establish ourselves as. And first and foremost, it's top quality that you can trust. And with that, we have, to back that up, 50 years of publishing experience where we've published, in my opinion, some of the best board games in the whole market. Then we have top quality materials and components. That kind of just goes without saying, the German top quality publishing standard that we've had for so long. And in addition to that, the top quality authors and designers. And I should add to that the editors. We have at Kosmos some of the best editors in the whole industry. And that's one of those things that I think sets us apart, because we have these great concepts brought to us all the time, just like any other publishing house, but we've got a team with experience dedicated to fine-tuning those games and making them just the best possible. And then customer support. This is something that I personally have a hand in, so I can vouch for this. We have the best customer support. If you or your end user customers have any issues with any of our games, we bend over backwards to make you happy, because our name is very important to us. We want to make sure that you can trust that. So, and finally, as far as Kosmos goes as a brand, I feel like we have some of the best games. And just a few examples: like Lost Cities, Drop It, just came out, Ingenious, classic, Legends of Andor, Those are your Imhotep, Word Sign, Bongo, Dimension, Rose King, Kahuna, Targi, and of course the exit games. So just a little bit of flavor on what games we have. So these are the two games we're going to be looking at today. Exit the Catacombs of Horror and Targi. So we're actually going to start with Exit the Catacombs of Horror. And at first glance, you'll notice it is part of the Exit game, which if you're a retailer, you're probably familiar with this series because it has been so successful for us. I assume it's been successful for you. For a while, I was comparing it to other games or things like Exit or escape room, physical escape room games, but I feel like we've got enough momentum now. I think most people are probably comparing themselves to Exit the game, which has been very successful. This is, as Scott mentioned earlier, a little bit different though. Exit the Catacombs is a two-part game. Now what that means is you can play it all at once, and it'll take you 2 to 4 hours, or you can play halfway through. It gives you a stopping point, very convenient way to play through about an hour to 2 hours, stop, come back another day, another week, anytime you want. But it is linear, so you're going to want to play with the same people who went through the first game. And I just love the little teasers in this. Even on the cover, you see that the candle. There is a candle in the box, and there is a riddle there, but I won't spoil it for you. But they continue to amaze me. The authors, and on this you'll notice this Inca, Marcus Brand, and also Ralph Q4. The three of them have worked together to make sure that you still have those stand-up amazing moments in this game. This one it's incredible. Yeah. Just for comparison, the box size is actually different. So the regular Exit games are about 7 inches tall. This one is a little bit taller. It's about 10 inches tall. That's the standard size for something like Carcassonne or the Euro standard size. That's the size of this box, so it's a little bit thinner than some. Why Exit the Catacombs is great? First, it's got this great storyline. Because this is a two-part series, one of the coolest things they're able to flesh out more is the actual storyline. In this one, it gives you, the players, just like this really cool, immersive experience. The theme is a little bit darker, and the age recommendation for this one is 16, and that's primarily the reason. It is a little bit darker theme. You're in the catacombs, which is inherently a dark theme, but it's also got some other things. No spoilers, but definitely it's going to attract a different audience, I think, and I think there's some great possibility there. And then also, because this is a two-part series, you can kind of look at it as a little bit of a savings, if you will, because if you buy this, it's $24.95 for 2 to 4 hours of playtime, whereas if you buy 2 Exit the games, it's going to be $29.90. So you save about $5, which is nice, and it's just fantastic. Here's the components all laid out. You can see there's just a lot of content in this one. It's a bigger box, not because we just wanted the bigger spot on the shelf, but also because it does have a lot of components, including, you'll see that box with the stop sign on it. That has pretty much an entire, that's where the second game exists. So you don't get all of the components until you've unlocked that. Here's a few stats on the game. It's 1 to 4 players. Now you can play with more people if you really want, but we found that 4 is best. And so when someone says, I've got, a family of 5, you can definitely play with a family of 5. Just 4 players is better because everyone's able to participate a little bit more. Again, ages 16 plus, and that's primarily because of the theme. 2 sessions of 90 to 120 minutes each. And this is a 4.5 out of 5 difficulty, which is our most difficult one yet. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but after having played this and also our previously most hardest one, Dead Man on the Orient Express, boy, I don't consider myself a great puzzle solver, but I love these. They're so fun. And part of the reason I like them is because similar to a real escape room, where you have someone kind of watching over you, letting you know if you've missed a hint or you've kind of overlooked something. These have the clue cards. So even if you're not getting this particular clue, you can help yourself to clues and figure out the game. So you never get stuck, really, which is a great part about this whole system. Quick side note, this, just because I'm excited about it, is that, so I'm kind of saying that this is in the same family. The adventure games are coming out this year. They're going to come out in October. And so I'm saying the Exit the Game series is expanding with the adventure games. They're same box size and they're the same like kind of look and feel, but they are different games. And what they are, they're a little bit more like choose your own adventure games. But they are puzzly. You discover things, and there's a little bit of potential role playing. It's not something you have to do, but I found that when I was playing it with my coworkers, playtesting it, it just felt natural to kind of act a little bit like you were the characters that you're playing. So that's fun and something to look forward to. So it also kind of just reinforces how strong and how much we support the Exit line, is that we're introducing more games into that family.
Real quick, Tom, there was a question from Daniel. He said, can we get a copy of the key feature list and a picture so we can attach it to a newsletter? Yes, just so everyone knows, Tom has actually already sent me a link to this presentation. So we'll make sure to get that out to all the retailers who are here. And we'll also put it in the video description when we post the YouTube version of the video as well. So short answer, yes, Daniel, we'll make sure we get you a copy.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to Targi really quick, and we'll just move through this actually pretty quick. So this is a game that already exists, and some of you may have already be familiar with it. So first of all, it's an award-winning game. It's actually received quite a few awards. Best-selling game, and this became apparent to us when we sold through the first copy, first printing, and then the second printing, and we're on to the third one in under a year. So very excited for how well this is selling. Before we printed it, it was actually our most requested reprint, and that is why we started printing it.
So it is on a lot of people's lists. It's also a nice impulse purchase price. It's
$19.95. So I think that's a nice price that people can just kind of pick up as a gift for someone else or themselves. And here's a pair for comparison. That's about how tall it is. It's a little bit. It's again about 7 inches tall. That's a square box. Sorry, not 7. Closer to 10. All right. Why Targi is great. First of all, simple rules, quick turns. It has a lot of mechanics going on with this. You're using workers to collect resources. You're collecting, in addition to collecting resources, you're managing a hand. You're building a tableau. And all those things sound a little bit intimidating, but when you've actually played the game, the rules are simple and turns go very quick. It feels very intuitive. And that's part of the reason why I think this game continues to increase on a lot of people's lists. It was #1 on a bunch of worker placement lists recently, and it keeps going up on the BGG list as well. I think it's just because it's a good game. It's a good, solid game. There's a lot of strategies to Targi as well. This is a fun thing to watch when I demo this game at conventions. People are like, oh, well, all I need to do is do this to get points. I'm like, sure. And then their opponent kind of works around that and can still end up winning, or at least, giving them a scare. So it's a great game with a lot of strategies, a lot of replayability. And this is part of the classic 2-player series in Kosmos. And Kosmos has had a really good history with 2-player games, including Lost Cities, the card game, Rose King, Dracula. I mean, there's just countless of them, and this one I feel like really fits in well. And on that same note, the Imhotep the Duel just got a recommendation from the Spiel Awards. Looking forward to that one as well. That's a great game, and that's also in our classic 2-player line. Just a list of the components. I didn't get a very good picture because there's a lot of cards in there. There's 80 cards. 6 wood Targi figures, and then a robber figure. Good quality components, thick cardboard, good thick cards. All of it's just nicely done. A few stats on this. It's a 2-player game. for ages 12 plus. Plays in about 60 minutes, and again, it was, I said it was an award-winning. It was nominated for the 2012 Kenner Spiel. And this is just kind of a recap, and this might be useful if you want to reference this. This will be made available to you as well. This little quick sheet here is going to kind of tell you how the game plays, why it's awesome, some quick attributes and skills, including there's a link to a video there that's like a little teaser video. And I've got the item number, similar to Unlock, Timescape, Escape Room the Game. But again, I think most people are probably comparing those games to ours now because that gets done so well. Targi, similar page as the previous one. Another video is available. This, I would say, similar to Seven Wonders Duels, a really good comparison. Also, all creatures big and small. And Stone Age, that worker placement aspect of those fits this as well. So it's in good company, I think, and they're in good company with this. So in summary, Kosmos games mean consistent, top quality you can trust. That's something that I really want to focus on or emphasize how much effort we put into making sure you can trust the quality of games that we put out. We don't put out a lot of games every year. We're a considerable sized company, but we put out fewer games. And part of the reason is that we really want to make sure that what we're putting out, you can trust is going to be great. Exit the Catacombs of Horror. It's a great two-part thriller escape room game. Gives players a great experience. It's fantastic. I'm really excited to see how. Actually, I did see one review already because the UK gets their games before us in the US by like a week or two. So this should be available soon. I saw my first English review of Exit the Catacombs, and it was very well received. Very well received. Targi is a highly replayable game that is consistently in demand. So yeah, definitely keep that on your radar as well. And if you want to get a hold of me, this is probably the best email address, contact@Thames and Kosmos. This is an inbox managed by me and my coworker. So if I'm at a show or if I'm away from the office, this is the best way to get a hold of me. So if you have any questions or anything like that.
You know, it's almost like you knew all the questions I was going to ask you. Perfect. No, you're the first person in almost 9 months to actually just proactively put their email in there. That's great.
Yeah, well, I mean, we want to be accessible to everyone, and like I said, the customer service is such a huge part of our job. I'm in that inbox all the time, responding to customers, responding to retailers who have questions, or maybe got, you know, like I said, or I didn't say this, but people who like spill drinks on their components. We're very happy to help. Just
that never happens, right?
Happens all the time, but
it does. More than we'd like to admit, I think.
we look at that as an opportunity to show how serious we are at you know, supporting our product.
Sure. You know, one of the things I wanted to bring up, and we've had this conversation, if you're a retailer who's been on our webinars in the past, you've heard me say this, but a big thing that we focus on from my daily job, just every day working with our partners, is about brands first and games second. It's all around the discussion of how do we provide our retailers better access to better games, and that starts with starting with a really, really good brand. And Kosmos obviously has been around for quite some time. They've had success for many years. They've developed multiple different lines of games which can hit on whatever type of customer that you have walking into your store. I think the Exit games do a tremendously good job of being open and available for almost any type of player. I have seen, like Tom mentioned earlier, families sit down and play the escape games or Exit games. I have seen, you know, hardcore gamers and enthusiasts sit down and play through some of the more challenging ones together. So they really do a good job of, you know, being more broadly approachable. The new ones, the adventure series that you talked about, That's a completely new line, but very in parallel lanes, so to speak. So two very good brands, and then on top of that, you have your kind of what I call the enthusiast or the hobbyist line of games that you have, like the Targi games or the Emotep or the Emotep Duel. And by the way, yes, you mentioned it earlier. Congratulations on the nomination for Spiel des Jahres. If anyone did not see that, there is a Spiel des Jahres announcement, I believe, today in Germany, which is now, I guess, this morning our time. I believe it got a recommendation for Spiel des Jahres list. Is that right?
It did. Kenner, yeah, the Kenner Spiel.
That's awesome. That's excellent. So it's definitely a big
deserving.
thing.
It's such a good game.
Yes, without a doubt, without a doubt. So just as a reminder for everyone, so again, Targi is not in stock, but it is available for pre-order, and it's going to be coming in August. That's something we've already worked on with Thames and Kosmos. So if you want to place pre-order for that now, you can make sure to get those in time for August. Catacombs of Horror is also releasing, I believe, in just a couple of weeks, right? I think it's like maybe
very soon. Yep.
Yeah, extremely soon. And that is also available for pre-order. If you pre-order either of those games between today, Monday the 20th, and next Monday the 27th, then you'll be able to get 52% off MSRP pricing, which is a great little advantage, of course. And then as a reminder, if you're a retailer who is here live, you will be eligible to get a copy of Pharaoh's Tomb, Exit the Pharaoh's Tomb, which will be a demo copy we'll be able to send to you. There's nothing you need to do about that. We'll contact your GTS sales rep. We'll make sure to get information about the stores that pre-registered and attended, and we'll get that over to them, and they'll contact you to get that stuff. So lots of good opportunities. It's a great brand to delve deeper into if you're already successful with them. And if you haven't used Thames and Kosmos in your store before, it's definitely a great opportunity to start with all the different lines that they have based on what kind of consumers that you have as well. Awesome. There does not look to be any additional questions actually coming in, which means that you probably covered 99% of everything that everybody had asked for. So that's great.
I hope so.
Just make sure everyone saw the best email to get a hold of Tom or Thames and Kosmos in general is contact@thamesandkosmos.com. If you'd like to reach out to us at GTS and have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. It's smorris@gtsdistribution.com. Happy to answer any kind of questions about this webinar, any other webinars, or anything else. Elliot has a question. Elliot says, any plans on bringing the Targi expansion to the USA? That's a great question.
That is. And actually, as I mentioned earlier, that Targi, we got so many requests to reprint that when we weren't reprinting it. This would probably be the second highest asked question when I go to conventions is, are we going to do the expansion? The short answer is it's in the queue, but it's not on the calendar. So it is definitely on our radar. I keep pushing it, and it looks fantastic. And I just love it when a game has an expansion that wasn't like set before the game was printed. It means that the enthusiasm was there for it, and that's exactly what happened here. The game was actually out for what was that, like 6 years before the expansion came out. So it wasn't something like they were like, oh, we're just going to money grab a quick expansion plus this. It was like, okay, this is a great game. So we're going to make an expansion for it, and so keep an eye out for it. It's definitely on our radar.
Awesome, excellent. No additional questions have come in, so with that, we can probably wrap it up and gives retailers a little bit of time back. But Tom, thank you very much for taking the time to come and talk about these. I can personally vouch, having played a lot of your games, that they are absolutely awesome. So very excited to have you here to share this stuff with the retailers. Retailers, thank you very much. Really do appreciate you taking the time. I know Mondays are always very busy, and there's really never a perfect time for everyone, but really do appreciate you taking the time to come and learn more about Thames and Kosmos. And like I said, we'll be in touch with your sales reps to get you the free demo copy of Pharaoh's The Exit Tomb, and look forward to helping you get pre-orders in for Targi and Exit Catacombs of Horror. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We'll get this posted up on YouTube later, and we hope everyone has a wonderful week in your stores. So thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.